A man who worked as a choir conductor and school teacher is found shot to death. The victim, 47-year-old Donald Young. Good evening, everyone. Young's death has been ruled a homicide. His body was discovered yesterday morning inside his South Side home.
Donald Young was the fourth of 8 siblings. He was, according to those who loved him, the type of person who didn't take life for granted. He lived every day to the fullest, so whether it was in the South Side classroom where he taught or at church conducting the choir every Sunday, Young made an impression on those who met him.
He was one of those success stories in terms of a kid whom the average person would look at and say he doesn't have a chance. He came to our church as a 12-year-old. He was not brought by mother and father. He just came because of the other kids and became active in the church.
He was a person who believed in loving people with God love, agape love that a lot of us don't, unconditional love.
Young was also a 5th grade teacher at Guggenheim Elementary. And tonight, family spokesperson Dennis Cole told us Young had just finished a double master's in early child education and math.
So for those that don't know, let's be clear that Donald Young was an openly gay male by his own admission, and he was murdered, shot to death in his own home. He was also in an intimate and sexual relationship with Barry Soetoro for years. Donald was transcended on December 23rd, 2007 after having communications with an individual named Larry Sinclair for months. In November 2007, a man by the name of Larry Bland was brutally transcended in Chicago, an openly gay male as well. Bland would occasionally attend services at Trinity United Christian Church, coincidentally the same church that Barry Soetoro was a member for 20 years. Interestingly enough, Bland was also a victim of multiple gunshot wounds, was also viciously transcended in his own home as well. Some even go to far to say that within days of Donald's transcending, someone started saying the person who transcended Larry Bland in November was the same exact person that transcended Donald Young in December. The transcendence of Donald Young was intentionally made to appear similar to the Larry Bland transcendence in order to trick the police into not looking for the real motive for Donald Young's transcendence to silence him. We should also keep in mind that even though Donald Young had not been declared transcended until 12:10 p.m. Sunday afternoon, December 23rd, 2007, Jeremiah Wright announced Donald's transcendence during at least one early service Sunday morning at Trinity United Church of Christ. Not only did Jeremiah Wright announce Donald Young transcended, he even announced the cause of his transcendence, which according to sources would have not been released yet. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comments. Let's continue. Jeremiah Wright, just like Barry Soetoro, already knew Donald Young was transcended and how he was even transcended. We have to keep in mind that Jeremiah Wright was Barry Soetoro's spiritual mentor for 20 years while he was a member of the Trinity United Church of Christ, where Donald led the choir. So you have two individuals both open about their relationship status, and yet they end up transcended the same way. Something ain't adding up. I believe something is not adding up. We gonna get down to it though. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's be clear that in phone conversation and text messages, Donald actually relayed to Larry Sinclair. Barack and his pastor are discussing the best way to publicly correct his statements about the extreme of his drug use, unquote, which then led Larry Sinclair to now understand that Barry was not about to be honest about the decisions he had made. Donald stated, quote, "Larry, do not wait for Barack to admit his 1999 drug use. He is not going to admit anything. I feel bad that I have been used to get information from you so that Barack and his people can attack you. I realize now that Barack used me to get as much information from you as possible and try and make you look bad. You know Barack and I have been lovers for some time, and Reverend Wright knows it," unquote. Donald Young actually mentioned to Larry Sinclair that him and Barry had been involved in a sexual relationship for several years, and that the Reverend Jeremiah Wright church staff and some members of the congregation already knew about it. Donald actually admitted that he penetrated Barry, while also mentioning to Larry that him and Barry would take turns pitching and catching. On December 27, 2007, just 4 days after Donald's transcendence, a guy named Joshua posted on BT message boards the following statement, quote, Joshua said on December 27, 2007, well, I really hope that the fact that he was involved with Obama cannot be linked to this murder, unquote. Now check this out. Members of Young's family were truly fearful for speaking out publicly. The family of Donald Young believed that he was transcended to protect Barry Soetoro. Family members expressed fear of retaliation by CPD, the Chicago Mayor's Office, as well as other members and officials of Trinity United Church of Christ. The Young family also mentioned to Larry Sinclair that they are very scared for their lives. The Young family not only knows that Donald was transcended to protect Barry Soetoro, they also know that no one in Chicago is going to properly investigate or prosecute the individual that took Donald Young's life or who even ordered the hit. Unlike Larry Bland's apartment, Young's home was not entered by force, nor was it robbed. According to Young's roommate, the only items taken from their apartment was small pieces of jewelry. What I found very interesting while reading this book is that the family actually spoke out against the CPD. What was also very interesting, it was that over the course of the next few months, Donald Young confided that Barry Soetoro himself actually was the one that was asking Donald Young to get in contact with Larry Sinclair to see who he had spoken with, such as media outlets, family members, and who he had contacted. What was very interesting is that Larry Sinclair mentioned that a person named Scott Covington from Houston, Texas had been stalking and threatening and harassing his mother, his family, and his friends. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. So this now leads me to ask you guys, what do you guys think happened to Donald Young and Larry Bland? Do you think these two individuals were taken out by JW? Do you also think that these individuals were essentially going to speak out against the allegations that were being put against Larry Sinclair and back him up, prove that he is not the liar that they want him to be? Not only that, it makes me wonder now, do Big Mike know any of this? Or could Big Mike been a participant in any of this? Y'all, this is crazy. If you guys want to know the source of where I got this information, y'all need to go check out Larry Sinclair's book. I'm telling you, it's worth reading, and the thing that you will see is very mind-blowing. This individual definitely provides all his receipt, calendars, phone calls, everything that y'all need to know. Come up with your own conclusion and what y'all really think happened, and is that the reason why Donald Young and Larry Bland are not here no more. With that being said, if you didn't know, now you know, Niji. All information in this video can publicly be found, so I definitely suggest all my deep divers to go do their investor search. Go do your investigation research and let me know what you come up with right down there in the comments. And if you really function with me, then you already understand that I'm here to bring you guys a message. I'm here to bring you guys soul food, the real food for your soul, to help you spiritually grow while becoming very aware to the individuals that they place in leadership. We already know, select, not elected. We don't do too much talking about it. So if you function with me on a monthly, daily, weekly basis, you already understand that clear eyes always recognize real lies. And like always, I'm always gonna have more videos. So until next time, as I always like to express in all my other videos, I am not here to turn non-believers into believers. I'm only here to bring y'all food for thought. And with that being said, your opinion is your opinion. That part. Why though?
Michael and I also want to acknowledge
I mean, this dude is a genius.